Once Human is a loot and shoot, it's a crafting, it's a survival, it's a base building, it's everything. You get so many different things in this game. This game has everything. It's a free-to-play game that's just been released, and oh my god, it is actually really fun. This game, you harvest materials, you build a base. There's so much PvE stuff in this to make your base look amazing. It's actually ridiculous. You go around, you get new weapons, you add mods, you get different deviants, and deviants can do stuff like help you out in PvP. They can help you out with your farming, base maintenance, everything. This game is super in-depth, and I've gotten lost in it. There's PvP in this as well. You go out with big groups, war bands that can go up to 8 people. Then it will soon be released into 16 people. And you can have massive bases and just fight each other for territories and whatnot. This game is extremely fun, and for a free-to-play game, and the only money that you spend on it is for cosmetics, this game is actually really impressive. It runs amazingly, it feels great to move around, and it's a great game so far. So far, my impressions of this game, I've never had a bug in this game so far. I've gone against bosses in this, and it's soloable most of the time. However, in PvP, eventually you're going to need to have a group, because when you're in big groups, well, when you don't have a big group, you're going to get destroyed. So I started my journey on this game, going around, trying out the combat systems and doing melee PvP on it, and doing melee attacks on all the different creatures and different zombies and whatever you call these things. Started doing the storylines and started enjoying the game. Also guys, if you guys want to join our war party and be part of our group, then join NA002 PvP. Come join us and be part of the war party. Join my Discord in the link below. There'll be a channel for this game where you can ask to be recruited to it, and we'll try and make a full 30-person war party for this.
Are you a mayfly? How interesting.
So another mayfly survived, and I can't remember her. My memory's been patchy ever since Mitsuko revived me. Just to be safe, we'd better not share the existence of Mitsuko with that woman. That blueprint is rock solid, though. We can use it to make a real gun. Let's check your memetics and start by building a gear workbench.
In this game, like most other survival crafting games, as you level up you unlock things like building stuff, weapons, tools, a bunch of different things. You got to farm wood to make your base, and from what I know, you can't really raid bases within certain areas. There's PvP zones and all that kind of stuff. It's very in depth, and you can't actually have this base raided within this area. From what I know, I don't know if it's true or not, but you have to put down different tables to be able to make weapons. At the moment I've only got a crossbow, which, you know, it's going to do its job for now, but eventually you can get sniper rifles, you can get assault rifles, you can get handguns, you can get light machine guns, you can modify them, you can get different ammo for them, you can get different perks, you can get so much different stuff that actually changes the way that the gameplay is. It's actually insane. The amount of depth to a game that's free to play and you don't have to pay to actually get this game is actually insane. And to show that 20 million people downloaded the game, that's gotta be something impressive. 5,000 people on a server, which is actually insane. It's just crazy, guys. Like, it feels like I'm playing The Last of Us or some type of online Last of Us survival crafting loot and shoot game. It is just crazy. And you go around getting all these different chests and different missions within different areas as you unlock it, and you get different weapons as you go along as well. You make your way up through the different types of weapons, and it introduces you to different ones, and the scaling of the PvE is really well done. Most of the time at the start you can just focus on using your melee weapons and attacks until you get over maybe level 10. Then they start to bring weapons in. They start to use guns themselves. As I move along, I have to farm a bunch of animals to get the hide so I can make my new tool and be able to harvest more higher tier. So I can harvest more higher tier ore. I need to get a new higher tier bronze one, farm that stuff. There's also stats that you can put your character into. Most of the time you need to work as a team. So one person will go mining and farming. The other person will go like weapon ammo reduction in cost. The others will go in many other things. So your team will work together to make your life and your group so much more powerful. And it's great because if you have to work as teamwork, then it just adds to the fun of having a team. I went around looking at different areas, trying to find out what's around the place, just learning the game, just kind of learning on my own. At the start I wanted to play solo so I can see what it's like without having everybody tell me exactly what to do and what to expect. I wanted to experience organically what it's like. So I found myself my first assault rifle and I had fun. This reminded me so much of some other games, and the gunplay mechanic in this game is actually insane. It's so smooth, it's got recoil, it's got spread, but the game is insane. Then you can also pick up these lights that kill these zombies in seconds. It's insane that you can actually use things from other zombies that you've killed to kill other zombies. The mechanics, I keep going on about it, but it's actually pretty crazy and well put together. I also had to make myself some more weapons and make my way up through the tiers of different things within the game. I had to make ammo, I had to boost up that for more weapons, and then you even have missions and tasks you have to do to be able to get more XP quicker. I crafted myself a shotgun and I wanted to see what it was like using the shotgun. Shot it a few times and it's not really for me. I don't want to use a slow shooting gun. I like the assault rifle, and maybe if they have a sniper rifle I might enjoy that a little bit more. But I'm going to continue on the missions, I'm going to push on through that, and I'm going to get myself a new deviant. They have a new deviant in this new area. It's a new trading outpost that I had to go to, and it allowed me to try and get it. There's so many different deviants in this game, it's actually kind of crazy. There's rare ones and everything for PvP, and then there's a few things that I've been unlocking that I'm just placing down and have no idea what the use for them are. However, it's time to continue on with the story and see what we can unlock. Yo, can you hear me? Hello? There was a crate on top of that building just there, but I don't know if it's one of the ones you need. I haven't found any of them yet. I think in my thing it says I've only defeated the enemies, and that's all I've found so far. I've only just got here.
Pretty sure the Mystic and one of them is on top of the green building church here.
Oh, really? Yeah, it looks like there's something maybe up in that tower just there.
I haven't found the other one yet.
Okay. Well, if I see you and I find them, I'll let you know. I only just got in this section, so I have no idea where anything is.
I'll be here for a while. I'll if I can.
Yeah, fair enough. This was my first elite, or I like to call them little mini bosses. You have to figure out how they are and what their weak points are to try and beat them without dying. So I had to run around fighting these little guys while fighting it and figuring out its weak spot. I figured out rather quickly that the glowing parts are actually its weak spots. Once you take them all out, it makes it kneel down and open up its weak spot even more and allow you to kill it really easily. So after a while of running around and figuring it out, I finally did, and it wasn't such a hard fight. At the start I thought it was, but then once you figure out certain bosses' weak points, the game is rather easy to figure out, at least so far. I found the weapons chest, which was up in the bell tower of the church, and I was correct in that. I thought it might have been up there, I had a feeling. Then I started heading my way back to base because now it was time to move on. Now it was time to upgrade the base a little bit. You know what, scratch that. I'm going to make some ammo. I need to make more ammo. I used so much in that fight, and I guarantee I'm going to use thousands upon thousands upon thousands as I go. So I started making heaps of ammo for the different guns that I actually use right now. And then I made myself a bed to recover my lost HP that wouldn't recover unless you sleep. You need to make a bed which recovers your max HP and brings it back up to the max amount that you were before. I then unlocked a motorbike. Finally have a transportation of a motorbike, and the music in this is actually hilarious. Some of it's actually very vibey. I got to this location and it was another mini boss. This one looked terrifying. He had a massive Gatling gun, but you know what? I can beat this easily, so let's get it done. I figured out his mechanics and it was rather easy to beat. You just had to hide when he shot and then you shoot him. It was a rather easy fight to do solo, so I don't know, are they all going to be like this or are they going to get harder and harder? Obviously this isn't a main boss, but these little mini bosses aren't too hard to figure out. I made my way around and found the special crate that you need to find in each of the areas and got myself a new blueprint. I'm making my way through this game rather easily as a solo and I'm enjoying myself along the way. Meeting random people and having a laugh. We help each other out as we go, as long as you're not in the PvP section. You're not going to help each other out there, are you? You're going to try and kill each other. Let's get it, mate, let's get it. And now it was time for my first main boss. To say I was terrified is an understatement. I didn't know if I was prepared for this. I don't know how strong this thing is. But it's the first main boss. And I'm just going to go deep and I'm going to try and beat this. You know what? If I die, I die. Let's just get it.
Even without their submission.
Right, first big boss. Let's go. Oh, crud. It's meant to be 2 people.
We are still waiting.
I just realized that this looks like the guy that I just fought outside that was like a shadow of him. Is this the guy that I fought before but like the main version? This is crazy. Alright, we're going to get into this fight. I'm going to let you guys enjoy the fight. I'm going to speed it up at parts and then I'll bring you back when we finish this fight, if we beat it. With the victory secured, I beat it with ease. It wasn't too hard to beat. You could figure out its movements and its attacks and dodge it pretty easily. I lost a bit of health now and then, but that's what you have meds for. We got some loot. We got some really thick loot from this, and it was time to leave and continue on with our journey. I found myself another elite out here. This guy's pretty cool. There's so much design and thought gone into these creatures and stuff. I'm actually really impressed. Everywhere you go, there's a new type of elite that has different abilities, and it's never dull, at least while you're coming up through the game and you're starting to learn it. Obviously later on it might, and then something happened. Something's going on here. There's this big truck and it's going through and everyone's shooting. I'm going down to check what this is. I'm going to find out what's going on. I need to find out. This looks like... I made a mistake, guys. I think there's a bit of PvP happening here. I don't understand what's going on. People are dying all over the place. People are dying all over the place, and I'm going to die in a second. I think this is PvP. I need to run. Thanks, bro. After the absolute legend revived me and I survived, I ran from there. It was now time to take on another boss. I don't know whether this is a main boss or if this class is like a sub-main boss. However, I had to go in here through being teleported into the fight, and I don't know, it was a full-on boss fight, so I don't know what its class is. It seems like a full boss, but I actually didn't really struggle with this guy. This guy was rather easy to beat as well. He had specific attacks, and like I said with every other ones, learn its attacks, learn its movements, and learn where its weak points are. And you should be able to take out most bosses rather easily. It's all a learning game. It's like Dark Souls in that. Obviously Dark Souls is 10 million times harder, but you just got to learn its movements and its strategies and the way it works. And you should be alright. It's a learning game. Like I stated before, this battle wasn't very hard. I had learned his ways and the way that he would attack, jump at certain times, and he would do no damage. I absolutely destroyed this boss. However, it's kind of hollowed out. Does that mean this isn't actually the main fight and this was leading up to what would be to come? After doing that battle, I finally found tin. I've been looking for it everywhere and I finally found where it was. I've been needing this to advance my crafting. Chucked on the radio and started traveling to my next destination. Stopped in at this place here and realized that I'm now at that tier where these guys actually shoot back at me. And now I have to fight guys that shoot weapons back at me. This changes the gameplay up so much more for me. I found what looked like the Illuminati get-together that was here. Now, I don't know what the heck's going on here, but it does not look good. And then I finally got myself a new weapon, the Barret. And I went around enjoying this thing like it was a brand new toy. This thing was destroying people, and it's not even a mastercrafty looking one. Figured out the password for this end of this mission and continued on. Decided to test out my new weapon on one of these elites that are over here because I need to get that special crate that's right in the middle. So I sat at the top here and just destroyed him. That? What the f is that? It's a walking bus! The f What the f is that? One thing I have to give them props for this. Their creations and their types of bosses and elites and stuff like that are really well thought out. I give them props for how much detail and changes and different types of bosses there are in this. It's actually insane. And now it's time to take on the tree boss. This is the last boss I'm going to fight in this video, and then we're going to move on towards the PvP side of the game. This is just an introduction. This is me enjoying the game and showing you guys what it's about. Then we're going to get into PvP where we get a warband, we get a hive, we get a group of our stuff, we build up a base with turrets and stuff and defenses, and we go into a PvP zone and we fight. Enjoyed the last fight, and I'll see you at the end of the video. So my mates even said that this was one of the easiest boss fights, and I'd have to agree. It was super easy. I just sat at the top there, dodged his lasers, shot the balls that came at me, and it was an easy fight. Though I hear that the next one is super hard. It's a spider, and most of us don't like spiders, and it's supposed to be really hard. I got myself a light machine gun, which is going to help possibly in that next fight. But until then, I'll see you guys in another video and the PvP side of the game. Take care, make sure you like, comment and subscribe.